what is your name, and tell me about your business.
My name is Brooke Cardwell. I am the owner of Rolling Blue Logistics, LLC, and we are based in Herman, Minnesota. I call it like a transportation management company. So I do basically all the back end work for a trucking company that they would need done. So I can do accounting, I can do tax preparation, I do tax advisory, I help with licensing and permits for certain loads. I do brokering, I do customs paperwork for when they cross the border, I do their compliance paperwork, like all of the stuff they have to have on file for their drivers and information they have in case they were to get audited. And yeah, pretty much everything.
That's a
on
lot.
the back end.
That's a lot. So how did you decide to get into this business?
So my husband has been in the trucking industry, and so I have gotten familiar with it, and I was doing all of this for him, and learning that there's not a lot of places that people hire out to like several different companies to do all of this stuff. And at the time I was just finishing up my degree in accounting and wanted my main focus to be accounting and tax preparation and all of that, but you can't find somewhere that does all of this stuff for you. So these people are hiring out to multiple different places and trying to keep everybody informed, and like everything's just scattered all over the place, and they're paying multiple people to do all of this. So I kind of wanted my main focus to be accounting, but like put a twist on it and did
all these extra
specifically
pieces.
for the trucking industry, and then the other stuff that they also need done.
So all these services are in one house as opposed to multiple houses that you'd have to
Correct.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, so what part of your job do you enjoy the most?
I really love just helping people get organized and back on track. A lot of times they're gone, they're away from home, they're not at a computer, they don't have all this in front of them, and when they get home they still have to work on the truck, they still have families and friends they want to spend time with, they want to relax, they want to do all this. The last thing they want to do is sit down and do paperwork. So I like being able to take that off of people's plates and help them get organized and everything in one spot, and help their finances get better because they're saving money and they're learning things about their business and what things they can write off for taxes and stuff like that. So it really, when everything goes smoothly and we get everything organized, it really saves them a lot of money in the long run also.
That's great. You help people keep organized about the business aspects of the trucking business.
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. Let's see. How long have you been in this business?
I have been in the trucking industry for a few years now, helping with my husband, and I was dispatching for a different company before I started this, but I started the business a year and a half ago, in November of 2022.
Okay. All right. And then how did you learn about the Small Business Development Center?
I got certified DBE through the state of Minnesota, so I was in touch with some people there doing some training for federal contracting and stuff like that, and they had referred me to the SBDC. That's right.
Yep, you did. You got it right. Yep.
Which
is not easy.
SBDC, because at the time when I finished my accounting degree, I kind of did like a DBA, and I branched off into two, and I wasn't sure how I wanted to move forward. Like I kind of kept all of my trucking stuff separate and then my accounting separate, and I was running into issues about how to market or how I should keep them separate. And that's when I found Deb, who helped me, and we together decided that it would be best to just do it all under one thing. And she helped me with my marketing and kind of showcasing what I can do and keeping it all as one, and as opposed to like two separate things, kind of like how I had it before. So.
Okay, so you originally had the accounting business, and then the other aspects, tell me again, the logistics and that sort of thing, was they felt like two different businesses.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted them to be one thing, but I was marketing it as two separate things, and I just didn't really know how to combine them back together, and because I used two different names and everything, so they were like totally separate, but they didn't need to be because one person could use all of those services. So she helped me bring everything back together. And she's really, we've done a lot. We just kind of get on a call and I like word vomit on her and brain dump everything out and what I've got going on, and she helps me like get it all straight. And she's helped me a lot with like advertising and marketing and different ideas of like campaigns that I can run in different ways to basically sell what I do.
That's awesome. Oh, I love it. Okay. That was going to be my next question, is what did you work on with your consultant? I think we covered that, unless there's anything else you want me to know or to say.
I don't think so. She's, well, okay. I mean, she also helps me with ideas for growth, which kind of falls into the advertising and marketing, but I mean, it's not even, that's my main focus is marketing and growing my business right now as a new business, but she, you know, in our conversations, we'll just have little one-offs like, oh, someday you should try doing this, or you should try going to this show or whatever. She always has a lot of good ideas about stuff like that.
That's awesome. I love it. So would you recommend the SBDC to other entrepreneurs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I had no idea. I didn't know anything about it. And then, especially now, everything is a business. So anything that you come across, you expect that you're going to have your first call and then you're going to anticipate a bill or all of this. And it was so great to be able to do this and have this service available to me. And it's not just a one-time thing. I've met with Deb several times. And even when we've accomplished like goals that we set, we still plan to talk again. Like
she'll check in with you and see how things are going.
She plans whenever we need a meeting. We'll just schedule something, and it's an ongoing relationship to continue.
Yeah.
And we can change our goals, or she can help me with different aspects of it and everything. So
awesome. Oh, I love it. Okay. And then what are your recommendations to someone else who is starting a business? Or growing a business?
A firm believer that everybody should start their own business. I think that once my husband has been self-employed ever since we've been together, but I just think that the flexibility that you get with that, and on top of that, just like being able to create and grow and accomplish something that you did all by yourself and for yourself is the best feeling in the world. So I am a firm believer that everybody should start a business if they are able. I think it's great.
That's awesome. Any steps that they should follow besides the SBDC, but anything else you think they should know before they get into it?
I think you're networking just with people that do the same thing that you do, and not necessarily like framing it as these people are your competition. These people are your friends and your resources, and you can learn so much from each other, and you can learn what not to do and what to do, and you can make everything unique so that you're not necessarily like looking for the same customers as these other people, but you guys can just bounce ideas off of each other and have a network of people that you can just learn from, and they can learn from you, and you guys can, or you can have a network of people that do the same thing as you so they understand, but you can just not talk about business every once in a while and
talk about other things that are impacted. Yeah, that makes sense. And you created your own special niche by focusing on this particular type of client, which would be a trucking client, and adding extra services into that.
And I think that's super important too, is to try to not be too broad, because you have to do what you know. So if you have a certain area that you are an expert in, it's nice to be able to really be a useful resource to your customers and know this, and not being broad and not entirely sure about all these different aspects. Especially when it came to accounting, I had some clients that were coming in that are like hair salons or electricity companies or stuff like that, and I don't know anything about that. I've never been in that industry. I've never been around it, so it's hard because you have to like relearn everything you know to apply it to them. So I think when you do have a business, it's important to find like your special spot that you can really help them, because you have all the resources already.
I like to tell our clients when they're calling us, everybody's got their passion. That's why they went into their small business, their thing that they feel really passionate about, and you clearly found yours. And then we can help them put together some aspects of this. Since your business is managing businesses for the trucking industry, marketing was the thing that you wanted that extra little bit for. So that's wonderful.